What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Thank you guys for joining me to talk about movies. I really appreciate that. And I also want to welcome you to the very first episode of Marty's Movie Show. This is going to be a show that I do every week, once a week, just talking about all the recent movie news and stuff that I've watched, reviews, stuff like that. First off, make sure to subscribe if you guys don't want to miss a single thing. I'm going to take these glasses off now because I feel like I look stupid. Anyway, guys, be sure to subscribe to the channel to make sure that you never miss a single video that I upload to this channel. And if you want to be extra safe, turn on those post notifications as well. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Oscars. I'm also going to be giving you guys my quick review on Moon Knight Episode 1. I really enjoyed that, spoiler alert. And I'm also going to be giving you guys my full thoughts on Morbius and the future of Spider-Man, and the future of whatever Sony is planning for the rest of the Spider-Man universe. With all that down, guys, let's just go ahead and get right into it. So over the past week, one of the biggest events in television happened with the Academy Awards. It's quite literally the biggest award show in the film industry and quite possibly the highest achievement you can have as a filmmaker. So right now, I want to quickly run through all the winners, starting off with Best Picture. This is one of the bigger surprises of the night, and that was Coda taking the award for Best Picture. I have yet to watch Coda. Honestly, I haven't gotten around to watching a lot of these movies this year, but this is definitely one to check out because it was very low on my list. I heard about it a couple times. I've seen Chris Stuckman's review on it, and all that was cool. And then the Academy Awards came around, and they won like what, 3-4 awards, I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, this definitely jumped the list now. Very surprised that it won Best Picture. Honestly, how the night was going, I thought it was going to be Dune. So I'm just very surprised that it was something other than Dune. Seriously, though, I feel like a real idiot for not checking this one out. Definitely got to get a Apple TV Plus membership now. Best Original Screenplay, that went to Belfast, written by Kenneth Branagh. Again, another movie I need to check out. I just remember watching the trailer for this movie when me and my dad went to go watch Last Night in Soho. And I remember thinking this looks really cool, but we just never got around to see it. And it just happens like that sometimes. You just forget to see a movie sometimes. Belfast won Best Original Screenplay. Definitely have to check this one. If you guys watched it, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. The Best International Film went to Drive My Car. I've heard a lot about this movie. Again, this is something that I haven't watched yet. I know, please go easy on me. The story seems really intriguing from what I've seen in the trailer. And it's on Hulu, so I've got to get this one on my list. Sorry, it's not on Hulu. It might be on Hulu, but it's on HBO Max for sure. So I've got to get this one out on my list. I love international movies now. Ever since Parasite, I just have a different standard for international movies. So this one looks intriguing. The Best Supporting Actress, one of the bigger awards in the ceremony, went to Ariana DeBose for West Side Story. I did watch West Side Story. I loved West Side Story, and she did excellent in it. Honestly, it was well-deserved. I have no complaints here. Her speech was beautiful. If you guys had the opportunity to go check that out on YouTube somewhere, definitely go check that out because it was a beautiful speech. And if you didn't know, she's also going to be starring in Kraven the Hunter alongside Aaron Taylor Johnson in the Sony Spider-Man universe movies. We're going to be talking about that later in the video too. So here's another huge surprise supporting actor that went to a man named Troy Kotsur. Hope I'm saying that right, but it was for Coda. And man, I almost teared up at this moment because this was the moment in the Oscars where everybody in the crowd started signing like an applause. They were clapping their hands, but in sign language, because Troy Kotsur is deaf. And he got up there, he signed his whole speech, and it was honestly a really heartfelt speech, very funny, honestly. And yeah, I really enjoyed watching this live. This made me want to be a part of the film industry even more after seeing this. So really nice moment there for Oscar fans. The Best Director went to Jane Campion for Power of the Dog. This movie was hyped up from the beginning of the year since it came out on Netflix. And surprisingly, this lasted up until now because usually when a movie comes out early in the year, people start to talk about Oscar buzz. People start to talk about the Oscar possibilities, and then they might forget about it because more movies come out during the year. So this one definitely stood the test of time. Jane Campion, I haven't seen a lot of her work, but I heard that this is an amazing movie, and the performances were amazing too. So definitely got to check this one out. And the final award that I wanted to talk about was Best Actor, which went to Will Smith for King Richard. I'm not going to talk about Will Smith or Chris Rock here. We're just going to focus on the awards mainly. It went to King Richard, and personally, I thought that Andrew Garfield deserved this one. Not to take anything away from Will Smith, but I mean, or any of the nominees, just personally, my opinion, I thought Andrew Garfield did an amazing job in Tick, Tick, Boom, which, by the way, should have been a Best Picture nominee if I am not mistaken. It wasn't, which is a little weird. Lin-Manuel Miranda did an amazing job. That's besides the point. Best Animated Picture went to Encanto. Not a surprise. Everybody was talking about that movie all year. Visual effects went to Dune. Best cinematography went to Dune. Best film editing went to Dune. Best sound went to Dune. Best score went to Dune. Best production design went to Dune. A lot of stuff went to Dune tonight. Let me know what you guys think about these winners in the comment section down below. Personally, I thought the Oscars was very enjoyable to watch this year. Not even talking about the Will Smith, Chris Rock stuff, but just in general, I thought it was a great show. You guys leave all your comments and questions down below. What do you guys think of the Oscars? Did you guys watch the Oscars this year? And you guys obviously have to talk about the Will Smith stuff down below. So go ahead and have a conversation down below there. So over this past week, the first episode of Moon Knight came out, and we were really excited to watch it. This is definitely one of the more anticipated Marvel shows. And before we go on, there are going to be like light spoilers. I'm going to talk about the show a little bit, but we're not going to get into a full breakdown. With that being said, guys, I just want to ask you to leave a like down below if you guys are enjoying the video. But let's get right into it. So, what did I think of Moon Knight episode 1? I loved it. It was a very good first episode. It actually reminded me a lot of when WandaVision came out and that premiered. And we watched the first episode and we didn't really know what was going on, but we had like small hints. I see Moon Knight going in that same direction as WandaVision. It's kind of a mystery because you don't really know what's going on, but it's just in general a really well-made show. Obviously, we're just going to be talking about episode 1 here. I haven't seen any of the other episodes, and it's only 6 episodes, so we'll be nearing the end here soon, just in about a month. This show feels a lot like a movie. It feels very cinematic, and I didn't get that feeling for any other show that Disney Plus and Marvel had made since Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Loki, maybe. These episodes should be really good if they maintain this level of quality. Let's get this out of the way first. Oscar Isaac, he does a fantastic job. He has to play roughly 2 characters. We haven't seen that yet, but throughout the series, he's going to have to play like 2, 3, maybe even 4 characters from what we know. He does an amazing job, and a lot of people have been talking about his British accent, his English accent, and honestly, I thought it sounded really good. He sounds kind of like this loner, almost nervous little English person, and he's just living life. He has a goldfish. He's setting dates and stuff, so it seems really, really like almost authentic. I can't talk because I'm not English, but Stephen Grant is actually not Stephen Grant. It's Mark Spector in Stephen Grant's body. So he's doing an impersonation of what Mark Spector, an American, thinks an English person sounds like. They lay out the groundwork for this show pretty beautifully here. They plant some seeds with the Egyptian stuff, what's going on there. Ethan Hawke's character shows up for a little bit. Really, this first episode was just diving into what the normal life of Stephen Grant is. And I think in the next episode, episode 2, we're going to see what Mark Spector's life was and his background. Oscar Isaac did fantastic at this. He was perfect, I think, especially when he was switching from Mark Spector to Stephen Grant for a little bit. We got a little bit of that at the end of the episode. Let's talk about the action for a little bit. There's not too much action in this first episode. However, you do get some glimpses of Stephen Grant blacking out and just popping up out of nowhere with bloody hands. Everybody around him is beaten up and dead, and it's very brutal for sure. And if I think about it, that looks like the most blood that we've seen in any Marvel project so far, other than the Netflix series. So obviously there wasn't that much action in this first episode, but I think that where we're going to see a lot of shit. overall, guys, I loved this first episode, and I can't wait to see the next episode. Let me know what you guys thought. If you guys have seen the episode down below, feel free to post any of your theories down there. Personally, I can't wait for the rest of the episodes, and this seems like it's going to be one of the best Marvel shows yet. So now that Morbius is finally out and in theaters, making $39 million over the course of this weekend, finally start thinking about what is next for the Spider-Man Sony universe. And before we get started, make sure you guys leave a like down below. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, make sure you subscribe too so you never miss another video that I post. If you guys didn't watch my review, I'll have it somewhere up here. You guys can go watch that, check it out yourself. It's on my channel. We're not going to get into that though. Just all you need to know is that I didn't really enjoy it. And a lot of the stuff that they were setting up for the future of Spider-Man didn't really make a lot of sense. And this kind of has me worried for the future of Spider-Man because now it's starting to get confusing. If you guys don't know the post-credit scenes, I'm going to give you a quick spoiler warning. But we're talking about the future of Spider-Man here, so it kind of has to do with the post-credit scenes of Morbius. I'll give you guys a couple seconds to leave. Okay, so in the end, we find out that Vulture was transported to this Morbius/Venom universe, the Sony universe, basically, from the MCU. He goes and meets up with Morbius, and they start talking about teaming up. Obviously, Sony is making a Sinister Six reference here. Why does Michael Keaton's Vulture have his Vulture gear in this universe? There is no indication whatsoever that Michael Morbius has any agenda towards Spider-Man. Spider-Man isn't even mentioned in this movie. So yeah, okay, whatever. That's fine, I guess. Let's talk about what Sony might be setting up here. Obviously, they're setting up Sinister Six. That's completely obvious. Even a 5-year-old can understand that. So let's take a look at the rest of the Sony movies that are confirmed to be in production right now. So in January of 2023, we're gonna get Kraven the Hunter starring Aaron Taylor Johnson. This one, it looks promising. Honestly, it does. I'm kind of excited for it. And then we have Madam Web starring Dakota Johnson. We have the Sinister Six movie that they have been actively developing since the Amazing Spider-Man days. We have Venom 3. Obviously, Venom 3 is going to get made. That's their biggest IP right now is the Venom movies. There is a Night Watch movie being developed. Nobody knows what's going on with that. A Jackpot movie. I don't know. It's getting rewritten right now. They have been trying to get a Spider-Woman movie getting made by Olivia Wilde. No news on that. And they're making a television series based around Cindy Moon's Silk character. That's still in pre-production. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not looking forward to most of these movies, except for maybe like Kraven the Hunter and Venom 3. It just doesn't make any sense right now. Spider-Man is doing so good in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Why on earth would we try to separate from that? Number one, Sony is just terrible at making movies, and I'm going to stand by this because Sony has made the Sam Raimi trilogy and they also made Into the Spider-Verse, but really it wasn't them. We get that the Spider-Man trilogy was made under Sony's production company. That was all Sam Raimi, okay? And the one that Sony got their hands on too much was Spider-Man 3. And look how that turned out. It was not as good as it was supposed to be. And yeah, that was it. Sony has made, though, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and Morbius. Here's my thought. Obviously, they're going to set up a Sinister Six. I think that they're going to set up this Sinister Six with a bunch of anti-heroes because that's what they're doing here. They're making a bunch of movies based on anti-heroes. And then the Kraven the Hunter movie coming, I think they're going to make this Sinister Six almost like the Avengers. These guys in this universe are the good guys. At least they think so. And they think that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is a bad guy. Because, like we know in Spider-Man No Way Home, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man went through a rough time. He stopped pulling his punches. He got bitter. He was a darker Spider-Man. And if we go back to even the Morbius first trailer, and we see Morbius walking through that alleyway, and it says murderer on the wall, I think everybody's going to be against Spider-Man, and everybody's going to think that Spider-Man's a bad guy. So I think this Sinister Six team is going to be those guys who are like, we need to get Spider-Man because he's a murderer. Again, I don't know. That's a long shot. Maybe Sony's planning something completely different. That's what I'm going with right now, just to make sure that I still watch these movies. Let me know if you guys have any other ideas. Just drop them down below in the comment section on what Sony's going to do with that. But yeah, man, they're obviously setting up a Sinister Six, and I think that they're going to use Andrew Garfield as their main Spider-Man for this universe. Daniel Espinosa, the director of Morbius, has stated that there is a Spider-Man in this universe, and his universe is also connected to the Venom universe. So there is a Spider-Man of that universe. In the post-credit scene of No Way Home, where we saw Venom, he said, maybe I should go to New York and look at this spider guy, this Spider-Man. And then he gets transported back to the Sony universe, because that was taking place in the MCU. So now, Tom Hardy's Venom is going to have the thought of going to New York, where Morbius is taking place, and looking for Spider-Man. And now, Vulture and Morbius have the same idea, going after Spider-Man. So Venom, Morbius, and Vulture are all looking for Spider-Man. So what Sony has here is pretty intriguing. I'm not gonna lie. They're setting it up fairly nicely. I just didn't like the Morbius post-credit scenes because of how bad they were. That's just my opinion, but just not look at Morbius. Okay, what they've built so far is pretty decent. I'm not gonna say that the Venom movies are amazing movies, but I enjoyed them. You know, I'll watch them every now and then. Morbius just pisses me off, so I don't think I'm ever gonna watch that again. But so far, it's pretty intriguing. And what might be even more intriguing is if they introduce Andrew Garfield as their Spider-Man, because that would be pretty cool. So we have to wait and see how Kraven the Hunter is going to be and what the post-credit scenes for those are, because we'll get more info on that. Honestly, I'm a little bit on board here. It seems like Sony has a plan, I'll say. They're not making great movies, but they do have a plan. And we'll see if it works. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts and all the theories that you have about this Spider-Man Sony universe. And that is all for the first episode of Marty's Movie Show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe down below. I will be taking questions and stuff if you guys want to ask some. I don't have that many people asking questions now. If we do get some, I'll make sure to answer them in the next video. Again, seriously, thank you guys so much for listening to me talk about movies and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. I'll be back with you guys next week to talk about more movies. Thank you guys. Have an awesome day. I will catch you guys in the next one.